Hello everyone, it's James, Living Gardens Homestead. I'm coming to you today. I thought I'd show you how I set my hydroponic system up. But first, it may take more than one video, so I'll see what I can do on this video and then go on into it if I have to on another video. But first of all, I started with a Cracky System. And that's where you take a bucket, like this bucket. I bought my buckets at Lowe's. I notice you can notice on my videos behind me, that's all my buckets in my system that I use. I'm telling you, it works great. You've got to try it, especially for those of you out west that are having water shortages and stuff. I think, see, your plants are only going to use the water they need. It ain't like watering the garden. When you water the garden, you spend a lot of water on that garden to get the plants the water they need. In a system like this, the plants only take the water that they use, and that's all they use. I mean, if it's hot and they need to cool, you know, they're going to suck up more water and to try to evaporate and cool off. But I'm going to show you the Cracky way, the way I started, and it worked. I took a 5-gallon bucket like this, and now this applies. I started with the Cracky System, but I changed it for my system and still kept the Cracky System in place, and I'll explain why. But the Cracky System, basically you have a container with your water and your nutrients, and you got a lid on it. And what I do is I cut a 3-inch hole in the top. See that? I take a doorknob saw like you put in a drill, and it's 3-inch, and that's what I cut my holes with. Now you can cut them in different sizes. I just decided to use 3-inch because when we started with our pipes, and we raised lettuce in 3-inch cups, so I figured I'd just keep everything the same. That way I would interchange with everything. But what you do is you take that, you take a net cup, 3-inch net cup, and you drop it in. Okay? You got that part done. Well, what I do, or what I did in my Cracky System, is I filled my bucket up. It's kind of hard when I filled my bucket up, and where I stopped my water level was at the bottom of my net cup. Okay? Now, at the bottom of that net cup, then I would put my plant, and I'll grab one of them now and show you. I've got some strappy tomato plants in the tubes over there, the pipe, letting them root good and everything before I transplant them over to these. Give me just a second and I'll bring one back. Okay, I'm back. This is my strappy tomato plants. One of my videos back, I showed you all the little plants that was in the planters that I had. This is those now. They've grown big enough that I can take and put them right into the cup. I just take and, let me see here. These 6-packs. I use these 6-packs to sprout them in and grow them. And once they get enough roots in there, then you can turn that 6-pack over and tilt it out, take the root ball and all with the plant. That way you're not disturbing it. And I just set the whole root ball and all right down in my net cup. Now, if I was ready to plant this, And I've got my system already set up. All I have to do is take this and gently put it in. I planted my plant. It's that simple. And the reason I started adapting this was because gardening, I love gardening, but it's getting so hard and painful, like pulling weeds and stuff like that, and staking. There's a lot of work to it that people don't realize. So I come up with this way to make gardening a lot simpler for me. Now, like I said, you'll fill this bucket up on the inside up to where the water will be at the bottom of your net cup. See them roots? They'll all be in the water. So you're not hurting them by transplanting them like that. Just transplant right back over here, set it in there, and your plant is still growing, still going. You didn't even hardly bother it at all. But what I want to state is, let me take just a moment here. It's hot in this greenhouse. The nutrients that I use is Master Blend. Master Blend's the nutrients I use. There's 3 parts to it. You have the Master Blend, you have the calcium nitrate, and you have the magnesium sulfate. This is your Epsom salts. Now, with all 3 of these together, you've got everything that you need to feed your plant the nutrients that it needs. For that 5-gallon bucket, and I'm going to show you something. For that 5-gallon bucket, it's 2 of these from this. Mix it up, get it going good. Then I usually put my Epsom salt in next. 1 of these of the Epsom salt goes into the 5-gallon bucket. The calcium nitrate, which is your nitrogen, 2 of these into that bucket. So 2, 4, 5 of these out of them nutrients to that 1 bucket, 5 gallons. Now, I raised it like that. I raised, I don't know if you can see them, but these are our cherry tomatoes here. And that was the first thing I tried in tomatoes, in a bucket like that, with the Cracky method. Those cherry tomatoes did great. They did great. We had cherry tomatoes all winter last winter. They just continually ran. But I noticed something. I noticed that my tomato plant was starting to look bad. Well, I got to looking in the bucket, all the water was gone. I thought, well, how do I remedy that if I want to just keep growing it, you know? How do I remedy that? Well, I looked online and stuff, and I never could find anything that was in my mind. So I thought to myself, well, why don't I just make sure my bucket never runs without water or nutrients? And that's the system I have behind me. And I think this video's went long enough. I'll make another video and I'll get into showing you how to put the system in that I put in. But this system is great. It works good, and it don't take a whole lot of water, and you can see it don't take a whole lot of nutrients. So I'm making this video because a lot of you asked, you wanted to see it, and I figured this way I could start it. The Cracky method will work if you want to do it this way. But another thing I found out about the Cracky method, you got to have a dark container, because if you don't, algae will grow inside your container, and it's not that it'll hurt it. It won't hurt it, but with the darker containers blocking the light out, the algae won't grow. But guess what the darker colors do? If the sun hits it, it creates heat and it heats up your water. So I wanted to remedy that too. So in my next video that I put out, I'm going to go on into the way I've got mine set up and how I've solved these problems for myself. But if you don't care, send us your comments. Your comments on this video will give me an idea what I need to answer in my next video. Also, if you don't care, please like, subscribe, and share our videos through your Facebook, your social media, and let this video get out so that people will know about this, because I really believe in this method. This method convinced me, and I'm hard to convince once I got all my facts, but it convinced me that this might be the better way that we need to go. So, from me here at James at Living Gardens Homestead, we'll see you on the next round.